Alright everybody, welcome back. We are back here yet again to do another prediction video for The Walking Dead. Now, it's been a while since I brought you one of these because The Walking Dead was on a hiatus, and it still technically is. I mean, it returns this Sunday, but technically, obviously now is not Sunday, and, we're still... Anyway, prediction videos. Welcome everybody. It is currently Thursday, February the 11th, and as you guys may or may not know, I do my prediction videos on Thursday before the episode airs, and I do my review videos the Monday after the episode airs. So that is why we're back here yet again to bring you guys another prediction video for this week's up-and-coming episode of The Walking Dead, the mid-season premiere. This is The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 9, as I predicted, entitled No Way Out. Now, when I say as I predicted, I mean I sort of called it back in December, what this episode title was going to be, and I'm glad that we finally know, you know what I mean? I'm glad that it's going to be called No Way Out. It's really, really natural and really, really cool reference to the comic books, if you will. Now, you're going to have to excuse me, I do have a bit of a cold, so I do apologize, but we're here to do it anyway. So, No Way Out. I'm not going to talk about the comic book or anything like that. I'm not going to, really compare to what I think is going to happen, or... anything like that, because I don't want to spoil it, you know what I mean? If you guys don't read the comic books, you guys are planning on reading the comic books, or you just don't want to be spoiled in the show, I'm not going to talk about the comic books, really, at all. The only reason I can say why it's called No Way Out is basically because what is going to be happening in this episode. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't seen the episode or anything like that, so obviously things could change, but, it's going to be very, very similar to what happened in No Way Out. And the reason why I knew that it was going to be called No Way Out is because of the last episode, the mid-season finale, start to finish, which was episode 8 of season 6. Everything that happened in that episode just sort of led to this episode, being brought. With them being stuck in the house, obviously the walkers, overrunning Alexandria and so on and so on. I don't have to sit here and review the last episode. Again, I did post a mid-season finale review on my channel back at the start of December, or was it the end of November? Either or. I'm not exactly sure when the last episode aired. I don't recall as of right now, so I do apologize for that. But, that's what we're doing here today. We're sort of following up on what happened last episode and predicting, using that, knowledge, predicting what's going to happen this episode. So, as always, my prediction starts off with the synopsis, and this is on the AMC.com website, so you guys can go read it and check it out for yourself, as well as all the videos and everything like that. I will try to leave a link in the description to everything that I talk about here today, to do with videos and stuff like that they've released and everything like that. But, as always, the synopsis is as follows. No Way Out. While trying to escape Alexandria, Rick and his group meet trouble when sudden noise draws walkers towards them with what could be fatal consequences. Okay? So at the end of last episode, start to finish, we seen that noise sort of start. We seen the little kid. I again, completely drawn a blank here. It's been a while since I've talked about The Walking Dead or even watched The Walking Dead. So that is very, very unfortunate, trying to get back into it. And, anyway. Jesse's little son, not the big guy who tries to kill Carl or anything like that. Again, I'm having trouble. Thinking about what these names are. If you guys can let me know in the comment section below, I'd greatly appreciate it. I think Sam was it, right? The little kid was Sam. I still don't remember the big guy though, so that's that, I guess. Anyway, Sam starts calling out for his mom at the end of last episode. They're all dressed up basically in, these extra bed sheets and these clothes and everything like that, covered in walker guts. That was their plan, to walk out of the house. Obviously their house was completely 100% surrounded by walkers, and they didn't really have, a choice. They had to get out of there, or they were going to be eaten alive. And you could tell, that was sort of, the house was getting unsecure, if you will. You know what I mean? The doors were getting broken down and, everything like that. They ended up having to put a sofa up against the staircase just so they could hide upstairs. It was not going to last, you know what I mean? It wasn't going to last. So they had to come up with a plan, and they had to do it fairly quickly, and that's what they did. That's what Rick came up with, getting these bed sheets and these extra clothes, slabbering, walker guts all over him, like they did back in season 1 with Rick and Glenn, to make it through the streets of Atlanta, get to the boxcar, or, the storage truck, whatever you guys want to call it, and, obviously get home to that quarry. That was back in season 1. So they did sort of the same thing in this last episode, start to finish, and, yeah, it's definitely working. You know what I mean? The plan's still working. It still works. But the thing is, he explained to it in that episode as well. You can't really attract the walkers. You can't talk. You can't move in an unnecessary direction. You can't draw attention. You just sort of have to just go through them, flawlessly, if you will. Just sort of walk through them, sort of act like you're one of them. You know what I mean? Walkers don't talk. I'm sure they know that. So Sam calling out for his mother is definitely not a good sign. Definitely not a good sign. So judging by, the trailers and the previews and everything like that we've seen, which we haven't really seen much, they're sort of leaving everything on the down low. They didn't really give us a promo and a trailer for the next episode. They're sort of just, combining everything together, adding some music to it, and looking at making it look rather pretty damn good. You know what I mean? Again, I know exactly what happens here. If everything goes according to plan, I'm not going to sit here and spoil it because you guys haven't read the comic book. I don't want to do that. But I will say that shit gets real really quick in this part of the episode. Now, in my personal opinion, I don't believe this is how the episode is going to start off, mostly because I've already seen the first 4 minutes of the episode, No Way Out. Which you guys can do as well. It's on YouTube. It's on the AMC.com website. It's on the AMC app. If you guys want to go check it out, they posted the first 4 minutes of the episode on Wednesday, which was obviously yesterday. So you guys can go check that out. I will leave a link in the description to the YouTube video of that on, youtube.com/AMC. I will leave a link in the description below to that. Definitely feel free to go check that out. Obviously see exactly what I'm talking about. But as far as Rick and everything like that goes, like I said, shit's gonna get really, really real, I guess, is honestly all I can say. I can say that, Sam calling out for his mom, in my personal opinion. Now, if I didn't read the comic books, this is my personal prediction, okay? Now, I'm not taking into account anything to do with the comic books. Let's just skip the fact that I even read the comic books. Forget about it, right? I'm forgetting about it. So, my prediction, Sam calling out for his mom, someone's going to die. I mean, honestly, right off the bat, someone is going to die. Whether that be Jesse or Sam himself, I don't think it's going to turn out well. You know what I mean? There's 3, maybe 4 people in that group that can, really fight. That being Carl, which, as of right now, he has Judith under his shirt, and he obviously doesn't want to endanger her, so he's probably not going to be doing too much fighting. Rick, of course, crazy son of a bitch. Michonne, she has her katana, and Rick. You know what I mean? Those are 3 people right there, and then we have Jessie. She's turned into a pretty alright shot, so, but she could probably, take care of herself to an extent. In the middle of that horde, take off a few before she probably gets taken down. Which she definitely will get taken down, I think, in my personal opinion. I don't think Jessie is unfortunately going to live. I do like her. The character's sort of growing on me, but I just don't think it's going to happen. You know what I mean? I think Sam calling out for his mom is ultimately going to get her killed. If not her, if not only her, rather, Sam as well, and maybe even his brother, his bigger brother and everything like that. So, that is definitely going to be very unfortunate. I would like Jessie to survive, sort of, because, they're making, like, sort of a relationship between Rick and Jessie, and I don't know, personally want to see a little bit more of it, but I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. You know what I mean? I really don't think it's going to happen. So, not coming off the comic books or anything like that, if I was to predict, that's what I think is going to happen. I think Sam's going to attract the attention of a walker. I believe Sam might get, taken down, if you will, grabbed by a bunch of walkers. Jesse's obviously holding on to Sam's hand, and then obviously behind Sam, it's his bigger brother. So I believe Sam, is obviously going to get taken down by walkers. Jesse's not going to really want to let go. As you know, Jesse is actually holding onto Carl's hand at the same time. Now, a lot of what I'm describing right now actually comes from the comic book, but I'm not really, giving it from the comic book. I'm just making general predictions, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I really don't want to spoil anything, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna shut up there. I want to point that out. You know what I mean? Jesse is holding onto Sam's hand. Sam's sitting here, distracting the walkers, making a noise, making a ruckus, and we see Rick looking back after that noise and everything like that in one of the trailers or one of the promos, whatever you guys want to call it. We see him looking back after Sam's sitting here saying, "Mom, Mom." And just want to point that out. Jesse's holding onto Sam's hand. It's her son. I don't think she's going to want to just, let him go, let the walkers get him, stuff like that, carry on with life. It's a mother, you know what I mean? I really don't expect that, you know what I mean? But I want to point out that she's holding onto his hand, and she's also holding onto Carl's hand. I just want to point that out. Just want to throw that out there. Now, behind Sam was Father Gabriel, and I believe Michonne was actually behind them as well, weren't they? Because I believe it was Rick, Carl, Jesse, Sam, her son, I believe was Michonne, and then Father Gabriel. I believe in that order. If it's not that order, it could be, a little bit different, but I believe it's that order, in my personal opinion. So, if shit goes on, right there, behind Rick and behind Carl, what's going to happen to the people behind them? You know what I mean? So, it's sort of going to be like a sandwich type thing. It's really hard to say at this point without honestly spoiling anything in the comic book. Now, if you guys have read the comic book, feel free to discuss it in the comment section below. Leave in the comments, completely open, guys. So if you guys don't want to hear any spoilers, I urge you don't look at the comments. I've warned you now, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a pretty outcome, and I'm very, very excited for it. In some of the trailers, we actually get to see Rick with his famous hatchet scene. His little hatchet there that he has now, which is basically his main comic book weapon. So to see him finally, getting that is really, really cool to me personally. Rick having the hatchet as his main weapon is, I don't know, like I said, it's really cool to me. So I'm glad they finally decided to go that path with him. Obviously he still has his right hand, you know what I mean? He still has both hands. So, I mean, I guess obviously things are a little different in that aspect. But now that he has, obviously, his famous revolver, now he has his hatchet now, which I hope that he holds on to. Hope that he doesn't lose it somehow and, move on to another weapon. I hope that that hatchet sort of sticks to him, sort of like it does in the comic book. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I guess we'll definitely have to wait and see about that. Like I said, in one of the trailers, we see him, hacking away at zombies. He's sitting there talking. Well, he's not talking in scene, but you know what I mean? He's talking, obviously, off scene, sort of like an overlay, if you will. Sort of like what I'm doing now, talking over gameplay, which hopefully you guys are enjoying because I've actually upgraded the quality since my last prediction or episode review video of The Walking Dead, because I have gotten a new PC. So that means you guys are watching way better bitrate and way better quality in 60 FPS, 720p. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. If you guys don't watch the gameplay, then obviously don't worry about what I just said, but if you guys do, enjoy it. You know what I mean? Got a new PC, gaming PC, so I'm very happy to bring it to you. And that's that. So, moving on to the first 4 minutes of the episode. Now, like I said, link will be in the description below. Please go check it out before you continue watching this video. If you guys don't want to see that first 4 minutes, I recommend you turn away from the video now, show some support, leave a like, share the video around, stuff like that. Before you leave, of course, that would be greatly appreciated. But if you guys want to go check out that first 4 minutes, then you'll actually know what I'm talking about here. And that is, the episode starts off with Daryl, Abraham, and Sasha. Now, we've seen this at the end of last episode, sort of like a preview of next episode, if you will. We've seen a little sneak peek, if you will, at the end of start to finish, which was Daryl, Abraham, and Sasha basically driving down the road in that giant, diesel truck, that huge diesel truck. And there's a bike cane in the middle of the road, and they actually ended up stopping and basically saying, your shit now belongs to Negan. So we see the first signs of the Saviors. Now, again, not going to go into great detail about who Negan is. Obviously, it's going to be played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, which I'm very, very excited about. Big fan of Supernatural and some of the movies he's done as well. So I'm pretty excited to see what he's got in store, for the ultimate villain of Negan. He's like 10 times worse than the Governor, so hopefully you guys are prepped for that. We get to see the first signs of the Saviors. Now, Negan's not actually there. It's sort of just maybe like a scavenger or a recruiting group, or just a group that's out there, trying to get all this shit. Because that's basically what he's about, you know what I mean? That's basically what Negan and the Saviors are about, is, we won't kill you, just, give us all your shit, and, show us where you live, stuff like that. And that's actually what we get to see, you know what I mean? We actually get to see that. So, they're being held at gunpoint, they take their weapons away in a nutshell. I'm not going to sit here and review, 4 minutes of dialogue, sort of not really important, in my personal opinion. But we get to see that. So we get to see basically him saying, your shit now belongs to Negan, holding him at gunpoint, everything like that. They finally end up taking Daryl to the back of the truck to show them, what else they have, stuff like that. And he basically explains the leader of the Savior group that they have right there. Obviously not the leader in total. The leader is actually Negan. But the leader of that little motorcycle group basically says, we usually introduce ourselves, by popping one of you guys, off right away, right off the bat, just killing one of you for absolutely no reason whatsoever. That's how they usually introduce themselves. And judging by the comic books, that's exactly how it usually goes. But I'm glad that they didn't do this time, because it was Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham. I care about all those characters. Sasha maybe a little less, but, it's definitely cool to see sort of a relationship building between Abraham and Sasha. Whether or not we'll see how long that actually lasts, I don't know. The end of that 4 minutes didn't really look too good, but it sort of cut off right when it got really, really good. So I'm excited that it did. I'm excited that it didn't show, maybe what happened or anything like that. If it was major, I'm glad that it didn't. If not, then I'm still glad that it didn't, because it sort of like leaves us hanging, if you will. Or, is he gonna die? Stuff like that. So he takes Daryl to the back, basically says, go from the bumper, work your way up front, see what else they have in the truck. And obviously, as you guys know, after they gave up their sidearms, they still have an RPG, they still have other guns back there and everything like that. So they'll most likely find them, unfortunately. And then basically the guy says, no questions, I ask the questions, blah, blah, blah. And Abraham, right off the bat, after they take Daryl to the back of the truck, Abraham comes right out and balls to the wall, says, who's Negan? And that's a question. That is a question, my friends. And basically the leader, again, I'm not sure of his name. We haven't really, known his name or anything like that. The leader basically holds a gun up to him and basically says, I told you not to ask any questions. And then he was like, this dumb ginger son of a bitch, or, something like that, something along the lines of that. Just asked a question. So, don't want you to get the wrong idea. And then he was about to shoot him. And Sasha was like, wait. Basically, Abraham told her to shut up. That's what we've seen in some of the trailers and some of the sneak peeks and everything like that. And she basically says, I'm talking to the man. And, it gets pretty awkward, honestly. It really, really does. There's not really anything else I can say other than that. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but something could happen. Something could happen. It happened a little bit differently in the comic books, but something could happen. And like I said, it cut off right at the exact moment with the guy now holding two guns up, one at Sasha, one at Abraham, now that Sasha, sort of spoke up. One at Sasha, one at Abraham, both pistols in both hands. And that's, he sort of looked to be taking his aim, and that's where the episode, or not really the episode, but, that's where it sort of cut off. So, to say that they may die, I mean, it's definitely quite a possibility. If you guys knew the Saviors, you guys knew who I was talking about. They're nothing but bad news, man. And that's putting it lightly. That's honestly putting it lightly. So, whether or not anything's going to happen to them, we're honestly not too sure at this point, but that was the first 4 minutes of the episode. So like I said, if you guys want to go check it out, make sure you check the link in the video description and, go check that out for yourself. It's very, very interesting to see. Or if you guys want to watch or wait until Sunday, then, feel free to do so. It's whatever. As always, I thank you guys so much for tuning in to my episode prediction video. As for anything else that happens in the episode, these are the two main scenarios of the episode. You know, Rick's group getting out of that house alive, Sam obviously calling for his mom, and then Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham running into the group of saviors on the road, where the saviors are apparently going to take them back to Alexandria, you know, see where they live. And, fuck, that's sort of a mistake, but at the same time, at this point, Alexandria's sort of a lost cause, right? So, I mean, it's not going to be really, a welcome home when they get there, you know what I mean? So, I guess we'll definitely have to see what happens there when the episode continues on this Sunday, February the 14th, Valentine's Day. So, definitely feel free to, grab your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever, and go watch The Walking Dead. That's what I will be doing, watching The Walking Dead. So I cannot wait for that. Other than that, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys agree with any of my predictions or have any of your own, feel free to post it in the comment section below. We'll have a little discussion down there. Very interested to see what you guys think is going to happen. And other than that, please support the video, share it around, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And until the next one, I will see you guys then. Goodbye, everybody.